Have you ever met someone who constantly brags, demands attention, and dominates every room they walk into? Or maybe you've known someone quieter, but just as manipulative, someone who plays the victim instead of the hero. Both could be narcissists. In this video, we'll explore the difference between overt and covert narcissists. While they share the same core traits, lack of empathy, need for control, fragile self-esteem, the way they express these traits looks very different. Psychologists explain that overt narcissists are the classic type. Loud, arrogant, and attention-seeking, they leave little doubt about their self-importance. Covert narcissists, however, hide behind humility, sensitivity, or victimhood. Understanding these differences is critical. Overt narcissists are easier to spot, but covert narcissists can slip under the radar, leaving deeper psychological wounds. By the end, you'll know how to recognize and protect yourself from both types. Let's start with overt narcissists. These are the people most of us picture when we think of narcissism: bold, confident, and demanding. Their self-centeredness is obvious, often dominating conversations and social settings. Overt narcissists crave admiration openly. They boast about accomplishments, seek praise constantly, and become irritated if they aren't the center of attention. Their ego is fragile, but they mask it with arrogance and dominance. They are often competitive, seeing life as a hierarchy where they must always be on top. If someone threatens their superiority, they may react with anger, belittling, or even public humiliation. Conflict doesn't scare them, it fuels them. In relationships, overt narcissists often display control directly. They may dictate decisions, demand obedience, or criticize openly. Their abuse is more visible, making it easier for outsiders to recognize the toxic dynamic. Psychologists note that overt narcissists thrive in environments where dominance is rewarded: business, politics, or social hierarchies. They seek power positions to feed their constant hunger for validation. While overt narcissists are damaging, at least their patterns are easier to detect. The bigger danger often lies in covert narcissists, who wear masks of humility and sensitivity while manipulating from the shadows. Let's look at them next. Covert narcissists are harder to recognize because they don't appear arrogant at first glance. Instead, they often present as shy, sensitive, or self-deprecating. But beneath this mask lies the same entitlement and lack of empathy. Unlike overt narcissists who demand attention loudly, covert narcissists seek it indirectly. They may play the victim, exaggerate hardships, or subtly guilt others into giving them sympathy and validation. Psychologists explain that covert narcissists are just as controlling, but their tactics are hidden. Instead of open criticism, they may use passive-aggressive remarks, backhanded compliments, or emotional withdrawal to maintain control. In relationships, covert narcissists often make their partners feel guilty for having needs. They may sigh, sulk, or withdraw affection when things don't go their way, forcing others to bend to their silent demands. Because covert narcissists appear fragile, many people feel protective of them. This makes it harder to see their manipulation clearly. Their sensitivity is often a disguise for control, not genuine vulnerability. The main difference between overt and covert narcissists is expression. Overt types broadcast their superiority, while covert types hide behind humility or weakness. Both, however, seek the same thing: control and validation. Overt narcissists may say, "I'm the best. You should admire me." Covert narcissists might say, "No one appreciates me. I'm always overlooked." Different words, but both demand attention and feed on others' responses. Psychologists emphasize that covert narcissists can be more damaging in close relationships. Because their abuse is subtle, victims often question themselves more deeply, wondering if they're imagining the manipulation. Both overt and covert narcissists share traits like lack of empathy, fragile ego, and need for admiration. But the way they achieve these needs differs, one through aggression, the other through victimhood. Understanding these differences helps you spot manipulation in all its forms. Whether loud or quiet, obvious or subtle, narcissistic behavior leaves the same result: confusion, exhaustion, and emotional harm for those involved. In romantic relationships, overt narcissists often dominate with direct criticism. They may insult openly, demand control over decisions, or explode in anger when challenged. Their manipulation is loud and aggressive, leaving little room for doubt. Covert narcissists, however, manipulate quietly. Instead of yelling, they sulk. Instead of direct criticism, they drop subtle digs disguised as concern. Their goal is the same: control, but the path is passive, not explosive. Psychologists explain that overt narcissists often intimidate, while covert narcissists guilt trip. One demands compliance through fear, the other through emotional pressure. Both tactics leave the partner feeling powerless. Overt narcissists thrive on being admired publicly. They want recognition in social settings, craving applause and visible success. Covert narcissists, on the other hand, crave sympathy. They want to be seen as misunderstood, unappreciated heroes. In friendships, overt narcissists often dominate conversations, brag about achievements, and make everything about them. Covert narcissists may play the quiet martyr, constantly highlighting how much they give but how little they receive in return. At work, overt narcissists may take credit openly, steal the spotlight, and belittle colleagues. Covert narcissists sabotage quietly, spreading rumors, withholding information, or playing innocent while manipulating outcomes. In family roles, overt narcissists might be the parent who demands obedience and achievement, while covert narcissists might guilt children into caring for them, using illness or weakness as leverage for control. The experience of victims also differs. With overt narcissists, people often recognize the abuse faster because the behavior is so blatant. With covert narcissists, victims spend years doubting themselves, confused by the subtle manipulation. Psychologists note that covert narcissistic abuse can leave deeper scars because it's harder to explain. Outsiders may not see the problem, leaving victims isolated and questioning their own reality. Despite these differences, both types drain energy, erode self-worth, and create toxic dynamics. Whether aggressive or subtle, the result is the same: relationships filled with imbalance, confusion, and pain. Another key difference lies in how they handle criticism. Overt narcissists often lash out with rage, attacking anyone who threatens their ego. Covert narcissists, instead, retreat into self-pity, painting themselves as the victim of unfair treatment. Overt narcissists are quick to boast about accomplishments, often exaggerating them. Covert narcissists downplay their achievements but still expect admiration. Their humility is often a tactic to fish for compliments. In terms of conflict, overt narcissists escalate quickly, using anger to intimidate. Covert narcissists prolong conflict by withdrawing, sulking, or refusing to communicate. Both leave their partners feeling unheard and invalidated. Psychologists highlight that overt narcissists tend to thrive in competitive, high-visibility roles. Covert narcissists may appear modest or even insecure, but behind the scenes, they manipulate just as aggressively, just without the spotlight. Another difference is charm. Overt narcissists are openly charming, using charisma to win admiration. Covert narcissists, however, may appear vulnerable, using their wounds to draw others in. Both strategies attract sympathy or attention. Despite these differences, both types share the same root traits: entitlement, lack of empathy, and fragile self-esteem. Their expressions vary, but their motivations are identical: to secure control and validation from others. Psychologists suggest that these two faces of narcissism emerge from the same psychological wound. Overt narcissists cope with insecurity by inflating themselves outwardly, while covert narcissists cope by hiding behind false humility. Both are defense mechanisms. The overt type defends with aggression, the covert with withdrawal. Both strategies protect the fragile self-image of the narcissist while harming those around them. It's important to remember that neither type is healthier. Victims of overt narcissists may endure obvious abuse, while victims of covert narcissists face subtle, drawn-out harm. Both leave deep psychological scars. Understanding these insights allows us to see past the surface. Whether loud or quiet, confident or humble, narcissism at its core is the same disorder, a lack of empathy wrapped in strategies of control. The first step in protecting yourself is recognition. Whether overt or covert, once you see the patterns, their power over you weakens. Awareness breaks the cycle of confusion and gives you clarity about what's really happening. Boundaries are essential. With overt narcissists, boundaries may look like refusing to engage in shouting matches. With covert narcissists, it may mean refusing to accept guilt for things you didn't do. Both require firm self-protection. Detachment helps reduce their control. Narcissists thrive on emotional reactions. By staying calm and refusing to fuel the drama, whether it's loud rage or silent sulking, you deny them the reinforcement they crave. Support systems are crucial. Narcissists, especially covert ones, rely on isolating their victims. Reconnecting with trusted friends, family, or a therapist helps you confirm reality and rebuild your confidence. Therapy offers powerful tools for recovery. Psychologists can help you understand the manipulation, rebuild self-esteem, and practice strategies like gray rocking to minimize the narcissist's influence over your emotions. Sometimes, the best protection is distance. Both overt and covert narcissists are unlikely to change without deep self-awareness and commitment to therapy. Choosing to step away may be the healthiest option. Let's recap. Overt narcissists are loud, arrogant, and dominating. Covert narcissists are quiet, self-pitying, and manipulative in subtle ways. Both lack empathy, crave control, and leave those around them drained and diminished. Understanding these differences helps you protect yourself. When you recognize both the obvious and hidden faces of narcissism, you no longer fall for the illusions they project. Knowledge becomes your strongest defense. Remember, you deserve relationships built on empathy, respect, and equality. Whether narcissism is overt or covert, it cannot give you the love and care you need. Protect your heart, set boundaries, and choose healthier connections. Thank you for staying until the end. If this video helped you spot the difference between overt and covert narcissists, share it with others who may benefit. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights into understanding and overcoming narcissistic behavior.